good and easy way to entertain for any occasion, but it's nice because Easter's coming up, is to do a buffet.
Well, totally. I think people are hesitant to have people over for dinner parties because you're really limited to how many people you can squeeze around your table. But if you do a buffet, it's unlimited how many people you can invite, and it's easier because you can make them do some of the work, just like the guys prepared all of this food for us here, right? You don't have to make everything yourself.
Yeah, and it also brings it from formal to casual. There's something about a buffet that lets people relax a little bit more, you're circulating a little bit more, and I think that's nice. I like that vibe when it comes to entertaining.
I do too, and then people may not notice as easily if you go back up for another helping, right? You can do what you sneak it in. But it's really nice if you have a surface like a dining table. This one's from canvas. It's actually for outside, but I would use this in my home. I love it.
Totally.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a surface, like I said, that you can go all the way around, whether it's your dining table, a kitchen island.
Yes.
And then you want to have everything in an order that makes sense. So you want to start obviously with your plates and move on to your mains, and then you're going to have some sides, bread, and then you end with kind of your cutlery and your napkins.
Okay.
I like to keep everything pretty white because then the food tells the story. But if you want to add some color, you can add some patterned napkins to your table. These subtle blush ones. Yeah.
Yeah, hold those up for us. We're just going to get a shot of them. What's really nice about them is that it's such a subtle little graphic pattern on it, but it's just enough.
Yeah, those
make it a little
minted.
bit fancy.
Right, exactly. And speaking of fancy, I always like to have flowers whenever I'm entertaining, so you can still have those in the center of your table.
Yes.
You can also have glassware on your table, but I kind of like having a separate drink station, but not everybody has room for that, so you can just add that on there as well.
You can even use one of those little the carts on casters. That could be your drink station.
A bar cart, exactly. Right. And there's some empty ones on here because my point is, have all of your serving pieces out on the table that are all, this is me being a bit of a snob, maybe, I don't know, but have them all, your coordinated pieces on the table, so when your guests come with their contribution in a
put it in your good
bright orange Tupperware container, you can just dump it into your pretty bowl or basket or whatever that you have, right?
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
I like that idea. And then everything looks very cohesive. And also, I think as the person that's hosting, you actually want to plan out what's going where. I want to know, right? So you know the dishes you need, the platters you need, and all of that stuff ahead of time.
Exactly, and then you're doing less work when everybody arrives.
Absolutely.
Which is key.
So I have a humongous family. I'm going to let you finish these tips, but I did what you said. I followed your advice. I did a buffet for my family of 60 at Christmas because there was no way I was going to sit everyone down. So that's what I did at my dining room. I moved all the chairs out. I used that dining room table to put out all the food. And it was great, and we did like 2 seatings, you know, the first crowd, and then everyone left at 6, and then the second crowd, and then everyone left at never.
They shut the place down.
That's right. That's how we like to do things. But it's a more casual vibe, and I like that.
Exactly. And then once you're done the main meal, then you've got your dessert. And I think there's nothing prettier than a dessert buffet.
This should be the main.
We could have started with this.
We could start with this.
And I kind of like going with a color palette. So my color palette's inspired by this beautiful, surprise, surprise, I love this painting. It's all pastels.
It's
from Minted as well. It's so pretty. And then, so I just pull the colors from that into all the desserts on the table.
Love it.
I've got all these serving pieces that are Rosanna. And I like layering different pieces, having different heights.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. People think that they need to make everything when they're making desserts for company or having desserts for company. You do not.
I do not think that.
I made none of these. These are all from Bobette and Belle. And I don't suggest going out and buying everything, but you could do half and half. Yeah. Or you could make half and have your guests bring some. Right. And then you always have to have, you know, for those people that don't eat cake and cupcakes and candy. I don't know. I'm not friends with those people, but just in case one shows up by accident, have some fruit on the table for them so they don't feel left out.
Right.
Right? And then more for you.
Yeah, more for you. I love these cake trays. You will always find a place to use them, whether it's for cookies, whether it's for your mains, whether it's to even put glasses on. You're always going to find a place to use them. They're so great as a server, and I like the fact that you put some floral as well in your dessert.
Just add some height and a little bit more pretty.
Very cute. Yeah. All of this information you can find in Canadian Living Magazine,
That's right. Yeah.
Very nice. So I love all of the ideas. It's great stuff.